Hey everybody, Mike here. So recently NORTIV sent out a couple pairs of boots for me to try out and test. This is the first one I just got done wearing and trying out. I wanted to actually put some hours on these boots to see how they felt on my feet and kind of see what the break-in period was before I gave you guys any kind of opinion at all. That's exactly what I did. The last about 2 weeks or so, I've actually been on vacation for my full-time job, and I've been wearing these things exclusively around the farm, and I'm also working on a renovation project up in my attic at the moment. So I probably got somewhere around 50 to 60 hours in these boots if I had to guess. Just trying them, to get a feel for them, to see what I thought. I do think these are an above average boot. I think they're worth the price, and I would probably purchase these with my own money if I was to do so. Let's go ahead and go over these boots real quick, and I'll explain to you why I came to that conclusion. Now, first off, when I got these things out of the box, I was actually really impressed with the way these boots are built and with the threading and the soles, everything just kind of in together in conjunction. I thought it's a really good looking boot. Not to mention, if the brown's not for you, they do have these in like 5 other colors, I believe. So you can kind of take a look as to see which color might be right for you and your foot and what you guys wear on a daily basis. Now, something else I liked about this boot as well is they do carry these in half sizes, and they also carry them in a wide and a regular size as well. So if you've got a little bit wider or flatter foot and that wide might be for you, check those out and see what you think about those. Now, I typically wear a size 12 boot. I actually probably could size down a half size on these and go to an 11.5. I exclusively wear 12, so it's not like I'm bouncing back and forth between sizes most of the time. These do run just a hair big, so keep that in mind. If you're in between sizes, I definitely go to the size down, not the size up in this instance. Now, these things have been just about every terrain that I could think over the last couple weeks here. I've been up on the roof, I've been in my crawl space, I've actually been in my attic quite a bit working on that project, as well as around the farm feeding animals and things like that. And it's been extremely wet here, so these have been in some pretty soggy situations. In fact, right before I did this video here, I ran them through the water just to kind of rinse them off a little bit, threw the air hose over them, and you can see they actually still look really good. There's not a ton of dirt on these things after all the abuse I've put through so far. So they've held up really well over the last 2 weeks. Now, when it comes to the break-in period on these boots, the only thing I really had a gripe on right from the get-go was when I got this thing around my ankle and cinched down, I did not really care for the top lug up here. So when I lace these up, I'm actually using the middle set of screw lugs here. I just didn't care for how that sat across the top of my foot here on that one there. But that being said, that's kind of going to be just a preference thing. I don't think that's any kind of negativity towards the boot itself. The other thing I noticed as well is it is just a tad stiff up here in the top portion, at least for the first couple days. Now, about the 3rd or 4th day, I noticed that this boot didn't really have that same effect on my foot. I got used to it, and it's actually a really comfortable boot, to be honest. Now, this is also a steel toe boot up here at top, so it's got all the ratings that you need to have if you're going to wear this in a work environment. But the lineman boots that I wear at my full-time job, which I couldn't wear these because they're not tall enough and they don't have the heel I would need for a lineman, which is why I wanted these, because I thought these would be a great boot to wear at home, which I've gotten home and I'm working on my farm. So not a lot of extra weight on my foot. It's a pretty comfortable boot. The other nice thing I liked about these as well is the non-slip surface that these boots have and how easily they clean out. So if I'm wearing these in mud, I've noticed, especially if I just take my foot through some water puddles somewhere once I get back to the house, they're extremely easy to get back clean again. Not to mention, they've also got something on the top here to make them water resistant. In fact, they're not just water resistant. It does say right on the side of the boot here, it is a waterproof boot at the same time. So if you actually sprinkle some water on the top of this boot here, you'll notice the water beads up and just runs right off the boot. The very first thing I usually do when I get a new pair of boots, I go through with a good oil or some kind of wax paste, and I basically lather the boot and the leather up, because even my high quality ones don't have that resistance already built into them. With this boot here, like I said, it beads right off the boot, runs right off. I haven't had any issues with that at all. Also with the waterproofing, about that too is they do have, the tongue is kind of all one seam all the way down the side of the boot here. You don't have to worry about like most of your boots where it's just sewed in right here at the bottom. This one actually sews all the way up the boot. Got a real nice high quality shoestring on it as well, from what I could tell. I think these will hold up pretty well just based on experience from a lot of the boots I've had. You can usually tell when a company chintzes on the shoelaces, and in this case, I don't believe that's going to be the case. But overall, like I said, extremely happy with these boots. Really high quality from what I could tell so far. I got about 50 to 60 hours with my feet in these. And overall, I'm pretty impressed. They're going to be my go-to boot when I'm not got my main work boots on for work. These will be the ones I'm wearing around the farm and, just around the house. And not having that higher boot when I get home is just a little bit more comfortable than what I'm required to wear at work. Other than that, that's all I've got for you. I hope that's somewhat helpful for you guys. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. We'll catch you guys on the next one.